Hey, it's Steven from your favorite early retirement blog, Trip of a Lifestyle. And if you've been following our YouTube channel for a while, you know I've been pretty excited about I-bonds for the last year and a half. But I've always said that I-bonds are not a very exciting long-term investment. Contrary to popular belief, they're more of a fun and exploitable short-term investment during special times when their interest rates are predictably high. In case you don't know, I-bonds, sometimes called Series I savings bonds, are US government guaranteed investments with a return that's linked to recent inflation. Every April and October, the government releases new data that makes it possible for us to accurately predict new I-bond returns 12 months in advance, instead of the normal 6-month heads up that's officially given on treasurydirect.gov. That's important because the minimum holding period for all I-bonds is 1 year. And the numbers from this October, 2023, are telling us two things. First, buying I-bonds between October 2023 and September 2024 doesn't look very exciting. And second, now is the perfect time for us to get rid of all the I-bonds we personally own and buy something else instead. By the way, if you appreciate these kinds of updates and the free information we put out, take a second to hit the like button on this video and subscribe to see more in the future. We'll be answering your questions in the comments too. Okay, first things first, why are I-bonds not a good buy right now? Well, if you buy an I-bond through treasurydirect.gov during October 2023, you'll lock in a guaranteed annualized composite interest rate of about 4.3% for the first 6 months of holding. That's listed right on the Treasury Direct website. Based on recently released inflation data, in combination with the current I-bonds fixed rate, I'm able to calculate with 100% confidence that the following 6 months will come out with an annualized composite interest rate of about 4.8%. That brings your return for the first 12 months to around 4.6% overall. Now remember, you have to hold I-bonds for an absolute minimum of 1 year no matter what. That's part of the rules of I-bonds. If you cashed out right at the 1 year mark, you'd have to pay an early withdrawal penalty, and that's equal to 3 months of interest, which would bring your actual 1 year return, after accounting for the penalty, to something like 3.4%. Here's the thing though, with or without the penalty, that's a worse yield than the current rate on regular old 1 year treasury bonds, which are also government guaranteed with way fewer rules and restrictions than I-bonds. They're currently paying about 5.4% in October 2023. Not to mention the fact that FDIC-insured high-yield savings accounts are also paying close to 5% at the moment. I-bonds are just an inferior investment right now. But what if you wait a little while to buy them instead? Buying I-bonds between November 2023 and April 2024, your guaranteed minimum annualized return for the first year is only 2% based on today's available data. Now, in fairness, I'm missing some information here, and that assumes an absolute worst case scenario, where the fixed rate is announced to be 0% in November 2023, and inflation is nil over the next 6 months. So let's be a little bit more realistic. Based on current short-term TIPS rates, the I-bonds fixed rate could jump to as high as 2% starting in November. And based on historical data, a typical annualized inflation rate might be more like 3%. Even still, the 12-month return of an I-bond bought in this time frame would only come out to about 4.3%. Again, likely less than other low-risk alternatives. To tell you the truth, I don't think there's much chance of I-bonds being interesting again until at least October 2024. That's the next time I'd take a look at their projected rates based on inflation data and see if things have changed. Now, what if you already own I-bonds, like me and Lauren? Well, here's my thought process. We bought $20,000 worth of I-bonds in April 2022. That's the yearly max for 2 people. Their fixed rate was locked in permanently at 0%, but inflation was on fire. So over the last 18 months, we've earned an annualized interest rate of 7.9% on average. That's a great return for a government guaranteed investment during a pretty low interest time frame. If we redeemed our bonds right now and paid the early withdrawal penalty, that overall lifetime annualized return would drop closer to 7.4%. Still not bad. And that's exactly what we're going to do sometime in the next few months, because the alternative is pretty crappy. If we continue to hold our I-bonds, we'll only earn an annualized interest rate of 3.7% over the next 12 months, not counting any penalties. And as I mentioned before, that's dramatically worse than the other low-risk investments like treasury bonds or even a savings account right now. In reality, we're probably not going to put that money in treasury bonds or a savings account. We'll probably take it and stick it in a higher risk investment like a stock market index fund, but that's just a personal choice. Either way, continuing to hold I-bonds, especially I-bonds like ours with a fixed rate of 0%, wouldn't be a smart move in October 2023. If you like this kind of stuff, don't forget to subscribe or follow along on your favorite social media platform.